Hey, if you are looking for the best places to live in Texas, this is part 2 of a 2-part series. So if you missed the first one, click on the link above to get the first 5 recommendations. And listen, we've been to every city. We don't just pull stats from a computer. And if you are looking at moving to Texas, fill out the Dream Home questionnaire in the link below. And if you're looking to sell a home in Texas, fill out the Sell My Home questionnaire in the link below for exclusive benefits of working with my team. Also, listen, if you are relocating from another state and you need help, you need a guide, we have created the Seamless Move program where we work with the top 1% agents and we have them underneath an umbrella to make sure your move is seamless. So fill out the Seamless Move questionnaire in the link below. But let's get on to the video. Number 5 on the list is Cinco Ranch / Katy, Texas. You may have heard about Katy, Texas. I don't know if you've heard about Cinco Ranch. Cinco Ranch is actually a district. It's not really a city, but it's a district within Katy. So I'm gonna comment a little bit on both. I just love Cinco Ranch because it was developed so well. So there's wonderful shopping, eateries, the environment's really nice. It feels new because it is newer. And they have a master plan community for living there in Cinco Ranch as well. Schools are top notch. I would love the convenience of living in one of the master plan neighborhoods and then just going right down the street to all the dining and shopping opportunities that you have right there. Cinco Ranch is 30 minutes west of Houston, and Houston gets pretty large though, so depending on if you have to commute, yeah, you might want to look that up first because it's pretty big. And what it is it's simply a well-maintained master planned development. But this is probably why it's one of my favorite places in Houston, because Houston, it's zoned differently than most parts of Texas. And so the zoning restrictions are not as restrictive, meaning you can go in many places. Without a developer, you can go into many places, find a high-end home, and then across the street maybe trailer house. You can maybe then find warehouses. It's kind of like hodgepodge in Houston. And so that's why these master plan developments are really nice, is they've made sure to develop everything so nicely with a plan, so you're not just in hodgepodge land. Now, something to look out for if you're going to go into one of these master planned communities near Houston, then you definitely want to take a look at those tax rates. Houston, with developed areas, have like the highest tax rates of all of Texas, and it's because they charge back a PID, a public improvement district tax, to the community, to the homeowners, because they have to fund it somehow, right? So do be aware that there's some of the highest tax rates in all of Texas. Again, Cinco Ranch is really in Katy, Texas, and Katy, Texas is known to be a great place to land as well. A nice hometown feel. There's breweries there. Great hangout spots in Katy, Texas. There's rich history. And Katy is really nice. They are known for great schools, and so that may be an option for you as well. The median home price for Cinco Ranch is $500,000, and the median for Katy is $383,000. Now, you can live in Katy and go shopping in Cinco Ranch. That's totally fine too. Next up, number 4, the Woodlands. Yes, the Woodlands is on every single best places to live list. And it's for a good reason. It's because the Woodlands have beautiful, beautiful tall trees, and they have developed it very, very nicely. Again, it's a suburb of Houston, 32 miles north, but that's also what I love about the Woodlands, is there's such a variety of housing. You have townhomes, you have starter homes, you have luxury homes. You can get in starting at about $350,000, and you can buy a luxury home there as well. I love just visiting, so I like to go down to the Woodlands for a weekend getaway. So that's a possibility for you as well. There's some nice hotels right in the shopping area. You can go shopping. There's the movie theater. There's the canal that you can ride little boats on. There's activities. The Woodlands is in the top list every single year for a reason. So you can find a starter home starting at $389,000. all the way up to a 15 million luxury home. So I love the wide range of housing, and it's all developed very nicely in the Woodlands. Talk about well-maintained. The Woodlands is well-maintained. And the median house price for the Woodlands is $557,000. Number 3 is Boerne, Texas. Now it looks like it's spelled Borny, but it's Boerne to the locals. The first time I visited Boerne, Texas, I fell in love. Just driving through the hill country. Oh, it's northwest of San Antonio. Now, I don't know if I'd consider it a suburb of San Antonio because it's quite far. However, it's worth it because the hills are beautiful, especially some of these newer luxury neighborhoods. You can't get I'm looking at like the $5 million range, okay? What you can get for $5 million in Boerne, you just can't find it anywhere else with the scenic views. And so you can get a new modern contemporary home, any kind of architecture style home that you would want. You can get a Texas ranch style home, but it's just gonna be decked out so much more than, say, if you went closer to Austin or even the Dallas suburbs. Not only is this town sweet and quaint, but it has that small town luxury feel with the boutiques and fine eateries. So if you're looking to maybe live in a more quiet area, a more out of the hustle and bustle scene, country living, yet you still want the conveniences of a suburb, then Boerne, definitely check out Boerne. It's so cute. Now, I would say this about Boerne, it gets hot. Now, it gets hot in Texas, at least this year. It's like ridiculously hot. I can handle 96, but 105, But 105 in Boerne is a whole nother story. It's hot and humid. And in fact, anywhere near San Antonio is hot and humid. So I do prefer the Dallas-Fort Worth area in that regard. It can get hot and humid. It can get hot, but it's not quite as hot and humid as Boerne or San Antonio. The median home price for Boerne, Texas is $560,000. Home prices start from about $265,000 and go on up to $12 million. Oh, and I wanted to say Boerne has a great reputation for their school district, their teachers, and especially for special education. So maybe you have a child on the spectrum or special needs, like Boerne has been very intentional to create programs for these kids. Number 2 on the list is one that not many will be surprised by if you've watched any other videos, and it's Frisco, Texas. Frisco, Texas was named the #1 place to live in 2018 by Money Magazine. And the reason is because there's a really good reason. It's an awesome place to live. So the thing that I love about Frisco is the amount of entertainment options in Frisco. So you have the Dallas Star, you can hang out, you have eateries, you have the Frisco Rough Riders, you have Grandscape is down the street. There are so many things to do. There are parks. 15 minutes away is the lake. Just so many great things to do in Frisco, Texas. And it feels new and shiny. I say new and shiny because there's so much new growth in Frisco and it's continuing to grow. Frisco is located 30 minutes north of Dallas, of course a lot longer, probably 45 minutes to an hour if you have to drive to Dallas. And it has a population of 224,000 people. Now Frisco is a large suburb, but because it has a lot of so much square miles, they can build homes, and they're beautiful homes, and so there's a lot of tax money that they collect off of these properties, which is what they can reinvest in this city. Okay, so that's one of the reasons that Frisco is so nice, is they have taken the money from taxes and actually invested it in the city. Oh my goodness, what a concept. Frisco is well maintained. There's so many beautiful, beautiful neighborhoods. I love the pricing of Frisco because you can get in at about $350,000 for a single family home, and they sell on up to $8 million. And so you have several gated and guarded communities if you're looking for a luxury home, but it's not off limits to everybody, right? Frisco also has apartment complexes, there's condos, and so there's such a wide variety of housing in Frisco. Not only that, but it's diverse as well. Frisco is attracting people of all walks of life, and it's a great place to live. Also, just a side note, Texas is number 2 in diversity in all the states, and so I know many of you that is important, and so Frisco is a great place for that reason as well. The schools are in the top 5%. The ample opportunities that these kids have is really great. In fact, many of the local places like the Star, the Dallas headquarters, they have partnered with the schools in their sports. And not just sports, but there's other activities that kids can get involved in, but sports is kind of a big thing here in Texas. And so that's, if you have a little star rising up, that might be the place to land. So Frisco has amazing shopping, dining, entertainment options. It has the Cowboys practice complex, the Rough Rider minor league park, Dallas Stars headquarters, the FC Dallas soccer stadium. I mean, there's a ton of sports stuff here. Frisco is not a cookie cutter city by any means. Now you can get some cookie cutter houses. The thing that I don't like about Frisco are the lots, or many of the lots are very small, and many of the garages are built on the back side, which means it cuts off half of your backyard. Now don't get me wrong, there's nice community parks and things that you can enjoy, but that's just, it makes for a beautiful scenic drive through a neighborhood to not have your front garages, but it does take up half your backyard on many of the neighborhoods. But I definitely would say Frisco takes the cake on one of the best places to live in Texas. Now, number 1 on the list, and you're gonna have to listen as to why it's number 1 on my list, okay? Number 1 best place to live in Texas is Southlake. Southlake, Texas is wonderful. Now, the reason it makes the list is because it's a smaller community. We're talking 35 to 40,000 people versus 200,000 people in a community, which means you get to know your neighbors. You can get to know your neighbors in Frisco, but you get to know the community and you can run into them in the grocery store. It's a more community-centered place. And so Southlake Town Square is the hub of entertainment, because you'll go there, you'll hang out, you're gonna do dining, you're going shopping. Now it is not as high-end as, say, Plano. If you want Chanel and Gucci, you're gonna have to go to Plano. But it is great shopping and a great place to hang out. You also have Market Street if you like Whole Foods living. It's just a great community vibe, a good family vibe in Southlake. Another thing I like about the housing is the lots are larger. So it's not uncommon to find a half acre to an acre lot in Southlake, Texas, with some beautiful trees. So again, that's a little bit of the difference between Frisco and Southlake, is Southlake has more trees. Frisco, you have to be in certain neighborhoods to find the trees, but most of the time you're gonna find shorter trees in some of those newer neighborhoods. Southlake is gonna have almost all custom homes, where Frisco has a lot of nice but more production style homes. So Southlake definitely rallies behind their schools. And now it is considered a luxury or prestigious town because it's really hard to find a home for $650,000 in Southlake anymore. It's really funny, not funny, but 4 years ago, $650,000 was the median home price. Now the median home price is $1.4 million. You can find a home in the 700s in Southlake. If you want it updated, you probably have to do a little updating, but they're all in great neighborhoods. What neighborhood is bad in Southlake? There is none. Southlake is really nice. There are no apartments in Southlake, so it's very homeowner heavy, very few renters, very low unemployment rate. I just really like the community that Southlake has to offer. So if you want that hometown vibe with a touch of luxury feel, Southlake should be on your radar. Also, Southlake has the #1 ranked public schools for test scores. Every year they keep coming out on top. They win sports championships, dance, choir, music, band, all kinds of things that they're leading the state with in schools, and so it's definitely top-notch schools in Southlake. If you are thinking about moving to Texas and you need help narrowing down where to live, fill out the Dream Home questionnaire in the link below and schedule a one-on-one consultation with one of our most fantastic agents. Also, if you live in Texas and have a home to sell, fill out the Sell My Home questionnaire for exclusive benefits of working with our team. And again, if you have a home to sell, say in California, and you're trying to buy in Texas at the same time, fill out the Seamless Move program to get more information on that. Thanks so much and see you next time.